Oh, okay.
So, good afternoon, Aisha. How are you, my love?
I'm fine. How are you? Nice to see you
I
as always.
thank you, and you too, love. We're going to come straight into the point today because I know as a busy mum, you've got lots on your plate, and I just want to find out what's going on because I'm really excited about the app that's coming out.
Yes. Obviously, the journey I've took to get this app to where it's gone, but I'm so pleased in now that I'm getting it into my son's school. They're going to demo it this week. I'm going to get feedback from not just the parents, the teachers, as well as the things that I could improve on for the next school that I've got to be tested in. But it's been a journey, but I'm happy for where I am.
Yeah, exciting. And that is really exciting times, actually, because I think there's a lot of children and parents need what you're offering.
Thank you. I feel the same. There's not enough schools being built. So it's nice as a parent to understand and know that their children is safe in the school
Yeah,
environment. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I want to talk a little bit about me for the minute, but I think the main object for our conversation today, I want to find out really how your app is going to help the children.
Oh, okay. So it starts off with emojis. So in the morning, instead of you asking the teacher how the child is, if your child is nonverbal, they can assess how they're feeling in that space of time. Children will implicate what they see of how they're feeling. That will send notifications to the parents and also the teachers. So if you've got a child that's nonverbal, you know that the child at that minute of the time is feeling happy, is bouncing,
Yeah,
and she's doing her best. We also have the same thing again in the evening because I like to change my mind very often, and I'm sure children do how they're feeling in the day and in the evening also as well. So we have the emojis on there. We have different therapists because I felt like without my son having a therapist, a speech therapist, which was in his educational health plan, and he couldn't get that in schools because there wasn't any therapist at the time, to have their own therapist on the app that they can not just have it in the space of 20 minutes and try and learn the words,
yeah,
take it home with them as well, you know, learn it with your parents, carers, and they've got something to have on there as well of what they've learned that
yeah,
day.
absolutely.
Um, we've also got on there as well tracking location. Some children are all don't know, they like to venture out and travel here and travel. At least then as a parent you can see where they are on the map, where
Yeah,
they are, what they're doing, just to give your anxiety some peace of mind as a parent. We also got on there like a Facebook page, so children that cannot speak, they could put pictures up of what they've done during the
mhm,
week. We've
yeah,
also got on there certificates as well, as we've got meditation. We've got different courses on there that we can do. Even might not even be course, it could just be something of them learning a word of the day. They'll get a certificate on there and they can show their friends that they've got certificates because children love that reward system.
yeah,
So
absolutely, Aisha.
yeah.
No, that sounds exciting. And I'm just reflecting back to when my children were younger, because now they are a lot older.
Okay.
It's like I would wish this was available when I had children, because I
Oh.
think what for me, and I'll just use my experience for the moment, this is why I'm so excited about this, is because I felt very alone and I didn't realize there were
Mm.
choices. When I was feeling fed up or feeling agitated, when my head was all over the place, and sometimes I did snap at my children, I wished
Mm.
somebody had stepped me to one side and said, just stop and listen to what's happening head on.
And again, Dawn, I felt like I was alone as
Yeah,
well. That's why I've done a
yeah,
security part and a placement area for parents as well to have
yeah,
therapists. And
yeah,
I'm with the lady now, Dawn. So you've got the life experience,
yeah,
and that's why you're on part of the Okia app as well. So it's
yeah. That is exciting actually, because I think for me, when you were talking about the app when you first started putting this together, I
Mhm.
thought, wow, to give people that choice, to know that if things are going a bit pear-shaped, or sometimes it feels a lot more intense in your head than what it could be. You feel you can't sleep, you're feeling snappy with the children, or you feel lost. There is
Mm.
someone to turn to.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very
And I
true.
like the fact that you've actually introduced like several therapists. So there are choices for people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not every therapist suits everybody
Yeah. Absolutely.
because not
Yeah.
everybody's the same. So
No,
yeah.
no, no. But for myself, sort of bringing together the whole package in one lot, I'm excited to see how we can share this out to other schools So I'm going to see if I can link it up with other schools and other teachers and people I know to see if they can look for some recommendations.
That would be fabulous. If they
Yeah.
even demo it, and I'm doing also, if the schools demo the app and they have buyers that want to purchase it, we do a percentage to the schools that purchase the app as well to help
Yeah.
towards the schools of
Okay.
their education and what else they're doing. Because I
Okay.
feel like, bring it round and round, help me and I'll
Yeah.
help you. That's what we do as
Yeah.
a community.
Yeah. Well, it's working as a team. And, I think as a parent, I'm sure you've been through yourself, Aisha, sometimes you feel like you're the only parent that's not handling this well,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
with special needs. With my daughter, she was very quiet and she loved sitting down, so that was okay with me. My son came into the world, bless him, love him to bits, and he has turned out to be a beautiful man. But as a child, he never stopped. School became more like a playground or a place to find someone to frustrate.
Yeah.
Because at
Yeah.
school, he was being overloaded by the sensory overload. I found out
Mm.
later he had ADHD and short-term memory loss and sequential learning. And the school system wasn't allocating the time that he needed.
And that
And they
was,
weren't,
what?
yeah,
Sorry. Go on, Dor, sorry.
no, that's okay. And that was actually when I went and took him to be analysed. I think that's the word, is it? When
Yes.
you have a psychologist, don't you? And it looks at
Assessed.
the way he's, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the word. Basically, they described how he was feeling, and I could relate to that myself. And
Mm.
when they explained how he was responding and why he was reacting the way he was, I actually really stood back and thought, I wonder how many parents are in that kind of mindset of assuming that their child knows what's going on around them.
Very true.
Yeah. And as a parent,
Mm.
sometimes we assume something of our children, don't we?
Always.
Yeah. And I often hear, because I've worked a lot with children in schools and that, as I often hear parents saying, oh, they're a pain in the butt, or, oh, that's just because they've got ADHD. And I'm like, hang on, let's peel that back. Yes, they may have ADHD, but it's a part of them.
Yes.
What is the emotion underneath that? Is that creating that behavior problem?
Mm.
And
I
that's what I
like
love
that.
working with.
I like that. And I'm so thankful for your story and your
Yeah.
honesty. I kind of felt that the reason of me developing this app, because my son was a summer baby and because they couldn't adapt to his ability in the mainstream school,
Yeah.
they wanted him to go back a year that he's already issued and done already. And I was
Yeah.
like, hold on a minute. Why can't you find a resolution
Yeah.
for my son instead of him going back a year he's just done?
Yeah.
No. That's when I thought, I can't have this. And it kind of took my anxiety as well, because my son couldn't speak in a mainstream school. His only speech was grinding his teeth.
Yeah.
I'm ringing up the school every day. They're telling me my son's okay. How is that possible?
Yeah. Yeah. I totally get that. And I imagine that frustration for you became
Oh,
accelerated out of control because you weren't getting heard.
I wasn't getting heard. And
Yeah.
my son didn't know the days of school, but he knew Sunday was the next day of Saturday.
Yeah.
Sunday, Monday, sorry. So then after Monday, that's when the grinding, the non-sleeping, the
Yeah.
anxiety kicked in. And
Yeah.
me taking my son to school was like prison walk.
Yeah. I totally get that. Well,
Oh
for
man.
me, that was like, I really hear that because I could feel that for myself. It's like I took my son to school where we were living in the town or this little town. And basically they kept saying he was disruptive, so they put him outside the classroom.
What?
No one was asking why he was like that. And he spent more time out of class than he did in it. And I think I spent more time in school than he did. And that's like, looking back, I can smile about it now, but I
I
could
know.
understand his frustration. But I could also, my frustration was getting accelerated because nobody was listening. He's not a naughty child. He's just got really hyper attention. He just wants to be busy all the time.
Nothing wrong
And
with that now.
when I explained that to the teacher, she said, well, I'm sorry, but he's just very disruptive. So I took him out of school and moved him to another school. And the headmistress there was absolutely amazing. She said, I can see what the problem is. She took 2 weeks to observe him, and him and another teacher observed him. She said, I know what the problem is. She said, but I want you to go and get sorted outside the school.
Oh
And it's
wow.
no disrespect to the school, but I told her about my beliefs about I didn't want medication and I didn't want him to be labelled.
Mm.
So I took him, got a private psychologist, and that's where my journey started really with him and with children. Because I thought, oh my gosh, when I started observing him and observing children, he was only reacting to the fact that his brain wasn't responding as quickly as what the teacher was saying.
Yeah.
So if I said to you, Aisha, can you please go and find me that book and bring the pen with you, and please, you've got to write something down, his mind would not have heard the first bit because he's trying to remember the second or
Yeah.
the third. And so the sequential learning, basically, he was getting more and more frustrated because the more they're trying to tell him he could do it, the less he believed he could.
Yeah. It's all about self-belief
Yeah,
as well, isn't
yeah,
it? That
yeah,
pays a lot
yeah,
off.
absolutely. And that's why I was so grateful, because I work with flower remedies.
Oh,
And
tell us about these flower remedies then, Dawn.
well, the flower remedies, this for me initially is why I took them,
Okay.
because I was going through a time where my anxiety, it was an all-time high, and it's with my
Mm-hmm.
daughter initially because she didn't settle in play school. And nowadays, I think we'd call it separation anxiety. I didn't want
Oh,
to leave her in that distress space.
yeah, my son's
And
got that.
yeah, and a lady tapped me on the shoulder one day when I was sitting there very distressed in play school and said, I think this will help you and your daughter. And I was in such a mess, I didn't want to look up because I felt embarrassed. But this lady handed me a little bottle, and I looked on it and it said 2 drops 4 times a day. And so I just opened the bottle up and started tipping some on my tongue.
Mm.
And to this day, I still want to apologize to Carol because I didn't look up and say thank you or anything. I just took the bottle and thought, is that a gift from heaven? And over the next few days, I can't explain what happened, but I started to feel a calmness within me.
Oh, that's nice.
I found myself not reacting so much to what I was reacting to previously.
Calm
And
the nerves.
about 2 weeks after I started taking this bottle, bear in mind I was taking it and my daughter was the one I felt was distressed, she started being calmer in herself as well. And she actually slept through the night one night.
Those energy does rub off, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Energy means a lot.
yeah, yeah. So basically, what I found through taking these remedies, and there's a bit more of a story as well, but I'll come back to that on another day. Through me looking after myself and changing the way I was feeling, which is what the
Mm.
essence does, my daughter was getting the benefit of it. Because
Mm.
what I found, and it took me a little while to figure that out. Well, I started this journey 33 years ago, but it took me a while back then to figure it out. What I was thinking on the inside and feeling on the inside, my daughter was picking up and projecting outwardly.
That just makes sense, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. But because she was calmer and had different personality to what I was, she started projecting it as introvert feelings and crying.
Oh, wow.
And she's picking up my pain, so she didn't want to leave me because I was projecting that pain out to her.
Deep,
So honest,
isn't it?
yeah, it's very deep actually. And it was through that understanding of my daughter that when my son came, thank God I knew about remedies, because he
Mm.
was a very different personality. If I upset him, he was going to verbalize it outwardly,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where Gemma would introvert it. And apologize, Gemma, if she's listening. But I'm sure she won't mind because she knows all about this. But with Jamie, what happened, he became irritated by the fact people weren't listening.
Yeah, didn't take him seriously.
Yeah. And by then I was already using those, but I did have this I was getting angry. And anger's not a feeling I like or want to be in, but I felt angry because nobody was listening to what I was putting across. And they were saying my child was naughty, but actually he wasn't naughty. He was just looking for someone to give him the attention to help him understand what he was
Mm.
experiencing.
Attention that he felt he wasn't getting enough
Yeah,
of. Because if
yeah,
he's, when obviously children with ADHD, they need extra stimulating
yeah, yeah,
because their brain's like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I get
yeah,
that.
yeah. And it's through the using the essences that I started to understand about Jamie. So instead of just looking at myself and what I needed, I started looking what his state of mind was.
Mm.
And for Gemma, it was me working on me, and it helped her. For him, I had to work on us both.
So where can we publish these remedies then? Because is there any side effects?
I would say, if you could call it a side effect, sometimes the emotions heighten before they go gentle, before they balance out.
So like if you do a detox, you might get a rash come up. which is just
No,
the rubbish in
it's
your body coming out.
if say you're over concerned for somebody,
Yeah.
that might increase first before it decreases.
Okay.
So
And
if
what age?
someone, oh,
Sorry.
sorry, if someone's very sensitive, I would say only take it like twice a day,
And what's the
because
age group for this?
you can take it from birth.
Oh, see, brilliant.
Yeah,
Natural
yeah,
products,
yeah,
guys.
yeah. I took it all the way through being pregnant, and my daughter, my son has taken it ever since, if he needs it, and my daughter still uses it today.
And how much are these remedies? Do we need like a conduct? Do we need like a drip of different flowers
Okay.
or?
What I'd normally do, if if it's okay with you, Aisha, we'll do it as a separate video because that'll give
Oh,
people some
okay.
more
Yes,
understanding.
yes, yes, yes,
But
yes.
normally, what I do is there's 38 different bottles,
Okay.
and each one helps with a different state of mind.
Okay.
So if, say, for example, I'm just got to pick someone random that I'm thinking about. Say, Jenny is feeling upset today. She's feeling a bit helpless about her case. She can't seem to get no understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's in that heightened sensitivity, I'd say just put 2 drops of this one and 2 drops of the other remedy in a bottle, and then she takes that throughout the day.
I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Say if we couldn't afford the whole remedies, and I was
Yeah.
like, if I give you a list of the things like I've got anxiety, I've got this, I've got that, could you make it for me and send it to people like that?
Yes. Yeah. That's what I'd
Oh,
normally do. Yeah. And it doesn't matter where they are because we can send. I've got clients abroad. I recommend them abroad. They pick up their own. But if we were in our country, what I would recommend is either someone goes and buy these themselves,
yeah.
because I think they're about £5 or £6 if you buy them.
Okay.
Or if we work together, or you can tell me what you're feeling, we can actually put some of those drops into one bottle, and then you use that one bottle.
I love that one.
Yeah. Because I tried to keep it as cost effective as possible for them or for people, but also to help them empower themselves.
I
So
need
if
some, Dawn.
okay, we're a work in progress, aren't we, Aisha? Okay. So my thought is always, if I give someone a tool to help themselves today, they're going to feel better in themselves just because they've taken control. Yeah.
I love
And
that.
then if they've bought the bottle themselves, obviously they can tap into it whenever they need it. Because there is, the more you use, the better it is. If we're working as a one-to-one, then they can come back to me for the next remedy.
Guys, look who I've got on the app. We've got our own scientist here that makes herbs, guys. Not makes them, she condensed them to your ability of how you're feeling. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Come on, Dawn. Pat yourself
Thank
on
you.
the back. Pat
Thank
it. Come on, Dawn. Pat it.
I am pleased with myself because, I think that's one important thing I would encourage anybody to put together a little package of what can I do for me today? What can they do for themselves today? Their own little first aid kit. So just working with their mindfulness, with their breath, just being aware when you're going to react and stepping back and taking a deep breath can make a difference. Just waking up in the morning smiling and thank God I have got this child.
Yes.
Rather than some of the thoughts that parents go through, I know, because I've been there. Thank God I've been blessed with this child. Yeah. Simple little techniques that people can turn things around. And I think, with what I know and like Emma and all the other ladies on the app, you've got a first aid kit there for people. And I actually am really excited to get this out there, Aisha.
Thank you, guys. And we've got a speech therapist. She is banging, guys. We've got our own speech therapist on the app. So it's a brilliant, brilliant app. And the thing is, it's not a thing that we've just done out of thin air. This is life experience that we've been through. And everyone, all the therapists on there have got their own special power. They've all got ADHD, they've all got special needs children. And that's what makes it so unique and fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why I was excited when you said about it, because if a lot of what I do, I've obviously been trained in it, but a lot of it is my own personal experience. If we can actually just say to someone, I'm here for you, for me, that feels like we're taking a weight off their shoulders. And to be able to work with the parents and the children, and it's on Zoom, so they've got to come out of their home.
No.
is actually priceless.
It is priceless. It
Yeah.
is priceless, and it's
Yeah.
very helpful.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
think
very grateful, Aisha.
now all I need is some Polish talkers. Can you speak Polish, Dawn?
No, I do know someone who is Polish. I could get in touch with him, but I'm not sure where he's at right now. But food for thought. We'll have a work on that, Aisha.
Yeah, because it'd be nice to have different therapists that can speak other languages as well.
Yeah, it would. Well, put it out to the universe and those people will come.
They're coming, they're coming. Thank you, Dawn.
You're very welcome, Aisha. But if that's okay with you, I need to pop off now. And
Yes.
should we catch up again and we'll talk a little bit about some of those other things that we were
Yes,
recommending
and God
later?
bless you. And you know, it's always here for you, so don't worry, yeah? I'll put
Okay,
it beside for you, yeah?
okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would you
Bye.
like to stop the recording for me?
Yes, if I can know how to. Oh, how do I stop it? All it's
Well,
saying is
I think I could
leave.
stop it. I
Oh,
can stop it.
yes, you stop